Good morning, good day, good evening. This is Axel Vaux Verdi. Axel Vaux Verdi, inspiration number 2. Our body, attitude, and actions are all controlled and dictated by our mind. Adopting a good and positive state of mind will lead all of us to success. Okay, today I want to talk to you. The topic for today is love our parents. And what I would like to do is to start with a quote. I will read it for you. Treat your parents with loving care, for you will only know their value when you see their empty chair. I like this quote because I think it fits perfectly with what I want to tell you today. You see, some of us still have their parents and are lucky to have them. Some of us, I know, only have one. Some of us have lost both, and for example, this is my case. I know also that some of us don't even know their parents. Some of us don't know where they are. So why do I believe that parents are so important and taking care of them is so important? I think the first reason is that without them, without our parents, we would even exist. They are the one who one day decided to create us. So we owe them our life. And then we were babies and little kids, and they raised us. They put a lot of effort and attention to do that. In some cases, and in all cases, our mom suffered for us. When she gave birth to us, she suffered. And in some cases, both of them suffered for us. And then, later on, they taught us to speak and to walk. They educated us to the beginning of the most important things in life. In some cases, they sacrificed for us. They sacrificed for us. Whatever it is, their health, their money, their time. In any case, in most cases, they sacrifice for us, physically and financially. So another thing also is that in many cases, our parents mean, a lot of happiest memories we have. I know that when we are very little kids, we usually don't remember a lot about that time, but as soon as we are able to remember, most of our nicest memories are with our parents, or at least with the parent with whom we were raised. I know that some of you, and that's why I'm very careful in what I am saying, but I know that some of you only, unfortunately, have bad memories about your parents. But I will come back to that, and I think you should also listen to what I said yesterday about positive attitude. But I know it's not easy, and I know in some cases, some have only bad memories, but I will continue, and you will see why I still believe that we should cherish our parents. So what I'm trying to say is, we should be grateful for everything our parents did for us or are still doing for us. And I want to ask you a question. Do you think you know your parents well? If the answer is yes, great. Congratulations. It means that you have excellent relationship with them. And please continue to do so, and please even go further, discover more about your parents. And I would even advise record or take notes of everything you can about them, right? But if the answer is no, if you don't know them well, the first thing to do is, if they are still alive, because there are two cases, either they are still alive or unfortunately they passed already. So if they are still alive, my advice is don't waste time anymore. Make all possible efforts to be closer to them, to know them better. Visit them as much and as often as you can. Let your children and eventually grandchildren know them more. Bond with them. Get good memories from them as well. Because in my case, I used to spend all my summer holidays in my grandparents' house. And I can tell you, I have a lot of very good memories, enjoyable things that I was doing with them. I was running around with my grandfather. I was listening to my grandmother. She even taught me how to knit. Can you imagine? I would never have thought that, a little boy would be taught to knit by his grandmother, but that's what happened to me, so I know how to knit, for example. So, and this is one example over many that I have. Another thing is that if, unfortunately, they have health issues, and if they become ill and cannot stay alone anymore, please don't abandon them. So many cases we can see where parents are just abandoned, not even taken care of, or dropped into a specialized house where they can stay there so they don't bother anybody anymore, and nobody is never visiting them for the rest of their life. Can you imagine? When you have been responsible, you have given birth to maybe one or several children, you have educated them, and suddenly you find yourself alone. Try to put your shoes in their feet. Sorry, your feet in their shoes. Pardon me. Try to put your feet in their shoes. And also try to imagine what they can feel, what they can, what can be their emotion about that. So if possible, I know it's not always easy, because in many cases we are working, we don't have time, we have children to raise, we have money issues, etc. So, but try to take care of them in one way or another. And if you have to put them in a specialized home to take care of them, make sure that you visit them, make sure that your children visit them, make sure that your grandchildren visit them, even if unfortunately they start losing their mind. But I think, personally, I take it as a duty that we need to do that. So again, we should remember that everything they have done for us, and I think that's a good motivation to not to forget them. If, unfortunately, they are not alive anymore, and in many cases that's what it is. So I think what we should do is, by all means, cultivate their memory. There are many ways to do that. I am sure we all have pictures of our parents at home. We have even sometimes video recordings. We have letters. We have books. Some of them may have written books. A lot of things that we can use to keep good memories of our parents and share these memories with our children, our grandchildren, even with our neighbors. If they have known your parents, share also, remember these memories with your entourage. And maybe they have been famous parents, so it's even easier because they have public recording of what they have done, right? And it's very important also, even if they have not known them, to tell our children and grandchildren about our parents, because if we tell them stories, this will be like a family fabric mark to know what our parents have done for us. And keeping the memory of their history and their nice stories sometimes, or jokes or whatever, it will be like a family fabric. It's unique to us, because any single family is the same. Not any single parents are the same. They are all unique, so we should keep it as a treasure. And also, one last thing, which is personally I find very important, is that if unfortunately they passed already, and if you believe, you can also pray for them, and if possible, on daily basis, because it will help them. If you believe that there is a spiritual connection with your parents, it will help them definitely if you pray for them, and if your children and grandchildren pray for them. So, to summarize, I believe it is really very important to cherish our parents. If they are alive, not to waste any time anymore, and to make all possible efforts to know them better. And if they passed already, to keep their memory alive, to share with our children and grandchildren their memories, keep it alive, and make sure that our family remember them, even make sure that we have pictures of them, etc., etc. So that's what I wanted to share with you today, why we should love our parents. I really appreciate your time. This is Axel Vaux Verdi. If you like what I am telling you, please follow me, click the button follow, send me your feedback, like this video, share it with your friends, your contacts, and come back to the next one. The next one I would like to share with you will be, just one second, I am checking, yeah. It will be about, we should not take life too seriously. I want to do something about not taking life too seriously, because sometimes we are so taken by what we are doing. We are so busy with our work, etc. So my next topic will be, don't take life too seriously. Thanks again for listening. This is Axel Vaux Verdi. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Cheers.